Hello, viewers, and welcome to another episode of the Enoch generation, a generation that walks with God. So, in our last episode, we had Rajini Kannan with us, and she spoke to us about how the Lord was leading her, even from a very tender age, to what she is today. Well, we would listen to her about how God has been leading her from then and how he's been using her in the ministry too. So over to you, Rajni. It was very interesting to hear about the impact your parents and grandparents and your extended family had made in your life, and how you learned little things, praying, reading the Bible, fasting, all those little things in a tender age, singing for the Lord. And it's so beautiful to know that you were not willing to sing any other song except something that would glorify the Maker. And okay, you started off then, and you moved on in life. And how were your college days?
College, that was a time maybe when, maybe I had a fall or something, because it was just a routine life, and I used to just go to church and come back.
Yeah, because generally that is the time you have all the peer pressure, and you need to be part of the group. And
so I could feel it, and I realized also that there is a distance, but then again, I never took any steps to do something about it.
But were you continuing your fasting and prayer and things like that?
And that time, fasting was not there. I used to pray again, we used to have meetings at home.
Okay.
Every Wednesday we had a meeting at home, and then in my cousin's place on Mondays they had a meeting. So I used to attend everything, but then still I felt a void. At that age itself, I could feel it, and something was not right, or I was just going about life like that. Something was not in place. That's what I felt. But I didn't do anything to rectify it or thing. But I went about praying, going to church, getting involved in the activities, and so on. I think, again, like I said, like I'd already said, only after my marriage that got back onto the wagon, you can say. So
So how did your husband accept Christ? What happened, that gave a turnaround in his life?
When, he was very clear that he was only converting to be married to me. That's it. He was very clear about it. And I never forced him to read the Bible or pray. I never forced him to do that. But every Sunday, I only told him, you have to come to church with me. That's all I'm asking. So he used to come. And in the church, he will watch me. I'll sit next to him because I wanted him to know what the service, because otherwise he will
he's left in the lurch.
He won't know what's happening. So that's what it was. And also, since I was also working at that time, I used to tithe, but I never used to tell him. But he'll watch me doing everything. Even in the night, I'll tell him, you sit beside me, I will pray. And that's it. I'll pray and then we'll pray together. That's it. He's an engineer actually, and he was working in a firm, and he wanted to do his Nobel certification. So 1 month, he went to Bangalore to study, and then he had to go to Bombay to give the exams. So he finished 1 month, studying everything. He was in Bombay. He never told me, he used to call me and tell me that, I finished my exam today and tomorrow I have, that's it. But when he came back, he told me, what happened? I said, yes, tell me, what is it? So he had prepared for a paper. And when he had gone there, it was not that subject.
Oh my God.
Something else. And in another hour or so, he had to give the exam. Otherwise, his effort of 1 month, because he took a break from work and he had to go. So it seems at that moment, somewhere he went and he just prayed. He didn't know how to pray, but he just prayed. Lord, if you help me get through this certification, then I will start tithing, he said. First was that only. And then that's how it happened. He had done the exam well, he got his certification, and from that month onwards, he started tithing. And then slowly, seeing me. Then he started singing in the church with me, along with me, the hymns and the lyrics, started singing. And then slowly I started telling him, okay, then today I'm praying, so tomorrow you pray. So that's I said, whatever. It is not that there's no format for prayer, it's just talking. So that's how slowly. And many people have told me that how strong he is, the faith. Even my father and mother used to say, they are no more now, but they always, saw him as a son only, and how he behaved. And for him, more of attending meetings or church, of course, he's a regular in that. Anything else, he'll always say, the most important thing is to live a Christian life. What Jesus has said, we have to follow that. Loving others, tolerance towards others. So I never see him get angry for anything. I get angry sometimes, and like out of. But he's very cool. He said, "What is wrong? Just leave it. Anybody." Mostly it happens, especially when your maid doesn't turn up for work. You get early in the morning, you get a call, and you're not coming. Everything is haywire. But he said, "Forget it. Okay, come on. Let's both of us do today. That's it." So he's that kind of a person. And seeing him, even our church members, many of them really, saw the way he was, and they liked him. And in fact, he also became a part of the committee.
Wow.
Even before me, actually. So that's how. And he served. He used to serve, give his full. And I remember once also when we built churches through our church. So it seems once they had all gone. The committee had gone to see a place, and then those people, they were telling about they wanted a church, but they do not have the funds right now. So our pastor said, okay, fine, we will raise funds from our church, we will try to give. And so they were all praying. After the prayer, my husband was the first one to tell the secretary, I'm offering so much money, so let's start. So till date, he will always, that person will always tell me. So he started off. So like that, many things, today, if you see, he will quote verses also from the Bible.
I was just wanting to ask you then, when did he start reading the Bible?
He started after, like I told you, when he came back, and slowly I told him, we have this Bible, every day reading the Bible. So I gave it to him, and he started reading. And today, if you see, he quotes. Once he was saying, "Ellavachilum manaramyama irka kattukol." Enak and the manaramyam, I was wondering, manaramyam, what are you? You're saying your own words, not it's in the Tamil Bible. You said. So many things, many places, like even everyday life also, he will quote verses. And this is what Jesus has said. This is what he has said. So that is what we have to follow. So he's more of it's not just reading, hearing, it is doing. So be a doer.
So just like Jesus said, be not just hearers of my word, but you need to be doers. So they are the ones who are called as disciples. Yes. So it's beautiful to hear this, and everything has simply happened like, a direct relationship with God, and the Lord moving in and through him. It's beautiful. It's really nice. So now when both of you are in the Lord together, it's easier for you to commune with each other.
Yes. We discuss a lot of things, like especially when I do Bible study, and then those questions when we, and the night when before our family prayer, we discuss what is this. Sometimes after reading the Bible also, that particular passage, then he will ask, what is this? Why is this like this? It's not that we are great experts and all, but by discussing, by talking, maybe this is what God reveals the truth to us, and so we can be much stronger in the word. That is the only thing for me, to be strong in the word. Whatever I listen, how many ever sermons I listen, I should not get carried away by the preacher or the ministry, but only come back to the word.
That's very important. We always have the reference as the word.
Yes.
So when we go back to the word, we can be sure that we are in the right path, and we don't get carried away by anything. So that's very nice that you're so strongly rooted in the word, and your husband too. And when your daughter came in, how did things change?
Yeah, actually, Samantha was born after 4 years
Okay.
in marriage, and then
So before Samantha entered your life, he had already accepted Christ?
Christ, yes.
Okay.
He had accepted Christ. And then, so Samantha was born, and it was just lovely. And I would say, like, since I mean, his family were not in the picture totally. We started off from scratch, I should tell that. And both of us, I was also working at that time. We started from scratch. But only thing, my prayer was always, it doesn't matter whether I have this or that in life, Lord, but we need to be your people, and just like you will help us through. That is what I believe. And so just went on the thing. After Samantha was born, we could see a difference in our status in this world. It's all, I mean, materialistic blessings come from the Lord, but I would say what we didn't have earlier, after that, like slowly, it was a gradual growth. It was not sudden. So I'm always thankful to God for that, because it was not just a sudden and we getting obsessed with that, nothing like that. Today also I'm the same person, born and brought up in Lloyd's Road, the same. Nothing has changed in that.
No, but it's beautiful, no? Because when he does it in his own way, in his own timing, he prepares us to handle whatever he's going to give us.
Yes.
So otherwise it wouldn't be in our heart, it would be in our head. So
Yes.
he makes sure it remains in the heart, and he prepares
Very
us.
true.
And we are quite prepared to handle what he gives us, even those blessings that he gives us. And of course, I think Samantha brought with her a lot more. So when God wanted to bless you, you know, it's always
Yes.
abundance and overflow.
In abundance only. Yes. So, and like my parents, I too put Samantha went to Sunday school, everything, and maybe now since she's doing a PG, she's very rarely she comes to church because she's just fully held up. But I keep telling her only this, like wherever you are, just have that communication with God. That is most important. Whatever you do, pray before you start. That is what I keep saying. And I always say that don't let the things of the world get into your head, because all that is just temporary. That's all. So what you are today is only the blessing of God, nothing
Amen.
else, nothing else. And I also tell her that it's not because of me or your father or anything. It is your Father in heaven. Just like how
Amen.
my mom said. So just hold on to him. That's all.
So it's beautiful to see, you know, it began from your grandmother, your mother, and now you, and then your daughter, how this faith in Jesus is being, moving from generation to generation to generation. That's a great blessing. It's a generational blessing upon your family that you see this happening even now. And regarding your ministry, how is God using you in ministry now?
Like ministry in the sense, I think maybe I don't preach, or I don't do anything. In the church, I'm involved in activities like I started off in women's fellowship, over there, a lot of things, and then I got a responsibility in the fellowship as a treasurer to handle the accounts, and that's how I've been doing. But whatever responsibility God gave me, and I always, in return, I will tell him only, I will keep praying only one thing: Lord, if this is your will and you have given me, only you have to help me. I do not know anything, and he has led me beautifully. Whether it be, we did a lot of work through our women's fellowship also. Like we used to go visit old age homes, then we visited the AIDS home, where we went and prayed. Then we do hospital ministry where, we used to go and pray for the patients. So in all those things, I was also involved. And then a lot of competitions we used to go, singing, like I said, my
Your passion.
passion. So singing, and I stay in Porshawakam, and our church is in Malapur. But for the practice, I never used to feel tired. I'll go, whether it is evening or late in the night, whatever. I used to go over there. In fact, all of them keep asking me. They used to ask me, "How come like you're able to come, you're not giving any excuses. I said, what? By God's grace, I'm able to drive, and God has given me a way to commute. So there is no excuse. I will not give any excuses. So, and we had even when Pastor Devaputran was there, he started this Carnatic class, where, and then for those classes I went, and then we went and sang in different churches also. So that way we went. Bible study fellowship, I joined as a member, and maybe 1 year into it, and I got a call like whether I can lead children. That, so that was only for 6 months, and I did children's ministry in that. After that, they wanted me to be a leader, where it's a leader in the sense it is just with a group of women we study the word. So that I've been doing for the past 8 years.
Wow.
Into that. So, and then 2 years back, God gave me the responsibility of being the treasurer of the church. So that also, that was sudden actually when it came. I didn't know, but I only prayed. I always remember 1 Corinthians, first chapter, 18 verses. God chooses the foolish and the weak. So I said, Lord, I am foolish, I am weak. So you are my strength and you are my wisdom. That's all. So my term was going to get over next month. And these 2.5 years, beautifully He has led me. It's only been prayers, everything. Every bit of work that we did, everything what He wanted me to do, only by His grace, was able to do it.
So when I began and asked you the question, what is the ministry you're doing, you began with a sentence that said, I don't preach, I don't do anything. And then the list is endless now. So I think God has got much more for you in the days to come. So it's beautiful that wherever God took you, you were able to minister for His glory. And how do you balance between home and ministry? Yeah.
I'm a homemaker, and I was working earlier, but after that, I think when Samantha was 4 years old, she wanted me to stay at home. She said, when I come home from school, I want you to be here. So I stayed back. And initially, what I'm going to do, but then God led me beautifully. One thing what I do, I always, if I have to go out somewhere, if I have to go to church for some activity or anything, I finish my work in the morning and God gives me the strength to do it. I prioritize His work than my home activities, anything. I think both of them, in fact, my husband keeps joking now your responsibility is getting over. So what are you going to do? You're going to be left in the lurch, you don't know what to do. It's church, church, church. I told him, God has a plan. After that, He's going to use me some other way. That's all. So I prioritize till date. For me, God's work is important. First, anything. It can be very small, insignificant also, but maybe to the world it is insignificant, but in His eyes it's something that He wants me to do, and so I give that importance. I just wanted to say this during this COVID time actually, that I'm, all churches were closed, and our BSF also, they said online classes, and then this women's fellowship, they closed, they said. So we had a group of friends, 6 of us, and so I do not know, that's what I'm saying, God speaks to us, and so I just told them maybe every morning, let's pray, just the 6 of us. So we started praying, and by God's grace, till today, even this morning, we had the prayer and came, even when the church is open. And during that time, different things we used to do, read the Bible and then discuss amongst ourselves. And in between also, there were 2 books that we took and we shared among ourselves, Romans and Acts. So I told 6 of us, we just took few chapters each of us and meditate on that, and we'll come together and we'll reveal what God has revealed to us. So so different ways God is using. I'm really, sometimes I'm in awe, He has considered me as something to be a part of His ministry. work.
It's beautiful, Rajni, listening to your journey. Viewers, you've been listening to Rajni and her journey with Jesus, and you've seen how beautifully God has been using her in ministry, and she always prioritized God and His work. So God gave her the grace to balance between home and the ministry. And you heard her make a sentence saying, if I have to go out for ministry, I make sure that I do everything I need to do at home. That's absolutely important. So family needs to be given its standing where it is. And for women in ministry, it's so important that we do what we need to do for the family as well. So we've been listening to her and her beautiful journey with Jesus, where her foundation is the Word of God. So today, you and I would prioritize, our likes and dislikes and everything else about life, and we would make our foundation on the Word. For sure, you and I will be blessed. God bless you till the next episode.